Man, I cannot believe all the rain we've been having. Got all my charcoal soaked. My starter cubes are all wet. They won't light up. I guess we just ain't gonna be doing no grill video this week. But we can make compound butter. Hey YouTube, welcome to Griffin Grills. I am Griffin. Go ahead and subscribe to this video and hit the bell notification so you'll get alerts every time I post a video. Today we're going to be making compound butter. If you don't know what that is, it's basically butter with herbs already in it. I've got some rosemary, some thyme, and some roasted garlic. And we're going to blend that up into our butter and roll it up into a log. You can use it on steaks to finish them off and give them a little bit more flavor and keep the meat a little bit more moist. They also work great in a saute pan because you've already got a lot of good seasonings in there. So let's go ahead and look at the table today and see what we've got to work with, and then we'll come back up. Alright, for today's video we're going to make some compound butter. It starts with Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter, 2 sticks, unsalted. You want to make sure you use the unsalted, especially if you're going to add salt later, because when you season your meats, you're going to have salt in them. Any kind of rubs will have salt in them, and anytime you can eliminate the salt, it eliminates the chance of over-salting your food. We've also got a tablespoon of rosemary, a teaspoon of thyme, and 4 cloves of garlic that I actually roasted and smoked on the grill, so it's going to have a good flavor with it, I hope. And we're just going to take our magic bullet and load up our Kerrygold. I sliced it up so that it would be a little easier to work inside of the blender cup. You can do this in a food processor also. I'm just kind of working with what I have. And it helps if you set this out and let it get to room temperature. That way it slices easier and it's easier to get it to work in your food processor, magic bullet, blender, whatever you're using. So we're going to go ahead and add our rosemary. Like I said, about a tablespoon. Go ahead and add the thyme and the roasted garlic. Alright, we'll pop the top on this and I'll get this stuff blended up, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what we're going to do to form it into our log and get it in the freezer. Alright, now that we've got our butter and herbs mixed in real good, we're going to lay out a sheet of plastic wrap and form it into a log on the plastic wrap and twist both ends. That way, whenever you need to get some for putting on top of a steak or just a snack on a piece of toast, you just cut off what you need and leave the rest in the tube. Alright, once we get a nice layer built down, mine's about 1/4 of an inch wide, I'm going to pick up one side of the plastic wrap and just kind of fold it over until it folds on top of itself. And then we come back and do the same thing on the other side. If it rolls over, that's okay. We're just going to take and roll it back over. Trying to get everything all even and uniform best you can. Alright, now that we've got a nice even uniform, we're just going to pick up both ends, give it a spin like you would a sausage casing. And I'm going to give mine a little tie off on the back. And it's super soft and mushy right now, but if you stick it in your refrigerator, it'll harden up and you can actually slice it off to use on your meats or for a saute pan, whatever you're going to put it in. It's refrigerator stable for up to 3 weeks. You can also freeze it and it'll stay freezer stable for up to 3 months. So we're going to go ahead and get this in the refrigerator and start letting it hard up. And then the next time you see us with this, we'll be trying it out on some steaks or chicken or pork, some kind of meat product to see if it brings out any flavor in it. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so you saw how easy that process was. You can use a magic bullet, a blender, or a food processor to get everything all mixed up. I did find out the butter, when I left it sitting out at room temperature to soften up when I cut it, it was already soft. So if you don't have all of those things, you can definitely throw it in a bowl and mix it up with a spoon by hand. I definitely think you can get everything distributed evenly with that method. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And we're going to be using this butter on some future videos. I'm going to try it out a couple of times at home and see how it tastes. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely wonderful. If you want, I can leave an iCard up here at the top for my ribeye video. It's basically a garlic, salt, pepper ribeye. I call it my GSP blend. Go ahead and check that video out while you're waiting on the steak video with the butter, so you'll know how to cook your steak up. But go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments down below. Think of some things that you might want to see the finishing butter on, the compound butter used on. And go ahead and set those down in the comments, and I'll check back with you on that. And we will see you on the next one.